I'm pretty happy that the rain has stopped, so I shall try and be brief. On behalf of our owners and the brilliant team at Biggin & Scott, my name is Michael McKenny. It's my absolute pleasure, it is my privilege to be assisting you here today with your obvious real estate endeavours. Now, spread throughout the crowd and many of my friendly Biggin & Scott colleagues who are all here on hand, on deck, ready to assist you with anything that you may need. So throughout today's proceedings, should you require any assistance, please don't hesitate to reach out to them, as they will be more than glad to lend a hand. For those of you determined to be our new owner, I wish you courage with your endeavours. Just bid with confidence, knowing that I'm simply here to assist you and guide you in achieving those real estate ambitions. However, before we commence the bidding, there are two things we need to touch on. First of all, the terms and conditions, and of course the rules of today's auction. Now, this auction will be conducted in accordance with the rules and any additional conditions that were made available for inspection before the start of today's auction. The auction rules prohibit an auctioneer from accepting any bids or offers for a property after it has been knocked down to the successful bidder. The vendors do have a reserve price. As the auctioneer, I'll indicate bidders upon request. Now, the law prohibits false bids, prohibits major disruptions by bidders, prohibits bidders attempting to prevent others from bidding, and it does provide fines for this conduct. Now, the rules do permit vendor bids. The words I'll use during this auction to indicate I'm making a bid on behalf of our vendors are simply vendor bid, and by law only I, as your auctioneer, can make a vendor bid. Now, the highest bidder here today will be the successful purchaser, subject to our vendor's reserve price. If you are that lucky buyer here today, your obligations will be simply twofold. Number one, be required to autograph the contract of sale, acknowledging the terms, conditions, and of course the price of today's auction. Number two, be required to pay a deposit equivalent to a slender 10% of the final sale value, with the balance due at settlement being 30 to 60 days' time from today's date. Made available for your perusal is this auction documentation, which states the land we are selling here today is more formally described on Certificate of Title Volume 8389, Folio 239, being Lot 10 on Plan Subdivision LP 50261, otherwise known to you and I as 133 Scoresby Road here in the heart of Boronia. The chattels included in today's sale are all fixed floor coverings, window furnishings and electrical light fittings of permanent nature, as you have just inspected them. Now, seeing as this documentation has been made available not only here today but throughout the marketing campaign, I'm taking it to be fully read and fully understood. So what do we have on offer here this afternoon? It's a mighty fine opportunity. I think that goes without question. We're standing on a huge rectangular allotment, some 733 square metres, underpinning your investment. Obviously, this huge backyard that we're all standing in now means there is potential to subdivide and build a new dwelling here where you're all standing, whilst keeping this existing home at the front. With that potential, it is a complete recipe for investment success. The home itself will have a very neat, a very tidy 3 bedrooms, renovated kitchen, the renovated bathroom, the floorboards throughout. All in all, a promising investment with an expected rental return being $400 per week, should you wish to lease the property out whilst you go down the subdivision path, if that's what you want to do post-purchase. To the buyer here today, I think you're purchasing a home that ticks the absolute holy grail of boxes when it comes to purchasing real estate. It is of course the one that we all know being location, location, location. The convenience of Scoresby Road provides a kaleidoscope of cafes, of restaurants, of hotspots. We have numerous public transport options if driving is something that you can't do, that you'd rather not do. Of course, we're in close proximity to Westfield Knox, to Eastlink if you want to go down to the beach or even into the city. And of course, we have a schooling belt that undoubtedly stacks the deck in your child's favour for their future. An opportunity like this one is, I think it's truly special, and I think it can only be described as a piece of real estate magic. Can I make just one suggestion to you? Don't let this one vanish before your very eyes. All I think we are lacking here today is your input. So it is on that note, I submit it to you. 133 Scoresby Road, here in booming Boronia. Where do we see a fair and reasonable offer to open proceedings? Name your figure. Where do we say go? Quite happy to start at any reasonable figure that you like. In your hands. 650, welcome in, bright start. 650,000 from here. We think we'd love to travel and say $20,000 on the advance, take me to 670,000. At $650,000 now, let's use this as a platform to work with at 650,000. Should think 20 on the rise would be absolutely instinctive bidding at these sort of levels. Don't let inhibitions hold you back at $650,000 now, as I search for a $20,000 rise anywhere in the crowd. At $650,000. First chance at $650,000. Twice. Third. And final opportunity at $650,000. Well, I do certainly understand. I certainly appreciate it can be quite daunting and quite a momentous occasion kicking off an auction. I do promise you, once you make that first bid, you will feel a lot more relaxed, you'll feel a lot more at ease from that moment on. So we're at $650,000 now. As I search for $20,000 in time, take me to $670,000. At $650,000 now, I'm going to call it down 3 more times. First chance at 650. Twice called at 650,000. Third, and I think it's a bit young to bid. Third and final call at $650,000. Well, just to steer you in at that right direction and provide a better guide on value, I will put a vendor bid against you, sir, at $670,000. I'd like to invite you back in for, say, $690,000. We're at $670 with me, vendor bid. If I call for $20,000 on the advance, to take me to $690. At $670,000, sir, what do we say? At $670,000 now. Sorry? 5. I'm not in 5s at this stage. We'll take a 20, take me to $690. At $670,000, not excluding anyone else, this is your time. This is your chance. You don't want to let this chance slip. At $670,000 on a vendor bid, as I search for a rise to $20,000 anywhere in the crowd. At $670,000, first chance, twice, third, and final opportunity at $670,000. Well, just a timely reminder with auctions and how they work in the state of Victoria. Should I pass the property in on a vendor bid, that essentially no one reserves the exclusive rights to negotiate with our owners post-auction. What does that mean for you? It is always the best position to be in, to be the highest bidder. So if you are here and you are interested in the property, if you do bid, I will be passing the property in to you and you reserve that first and exclusive right. 93% of the time, that person who I pass the property into purchases the property. Very, very good position to be in. So we're at $670,000, as I call it down 3 more times, looking for a rise of $20,000, take me to $690. First chance at $670,000 on a vendor bid. Twice now at $670,000. Third and final opportunity at $670,000. $680. All right, I'll work with you at $680,000. Welcome back in. At $680, we might call for 10s on the advance as well. Make it easy for everyone at $680,000 now. There's 2 of us in it at this stage, not holding anyone back. At $680,000, as I search for 10s, 20s, at $680. First chance. Twice now at $680,000. Third and final opportunity at $680,000. Well, sir, it looks like it's me and you. I'm going to place a vendor bid against you now of $700,000. And from here, we'd love to say at $20,000 on the advance. At $700,000 vendor bid here with me. Just 2 of us in it at this stage at $700,000. We'll search for 10 or 20 on the top. At $700,000 even on a vendor bid. Making it harder. Someone's going past on a footwood. At $700,000 now. First chance at $700,000 vendor bid. Third, we invite you back in for 10. Twice. Third and final opportunity at $700,000. I'm just going to pause the auction for a moment here. I'm just going to go update our owners on where things are at this stage. I advise if you want to re-strategize and rethink your position in the auction, we do need, obviously the bid needs to get to that reserve level. So I'm just going to go and update our owners. I will be back with you in 1 moment. Folks, I do thank you for your patience. As I'm sure you can appreciate, it's a very, very momentous occasion for our owners departing from their family home of some 18 years of being here. Obviously, right now, we're not quite at the our reserve level. I can promise you we are very, very, very close to the reserve price. So I'm going to open back up to the crowd as I call for $20,000 rise from here. We're at 700,000 vendor bid here with me. Should there be no further progressions, I will happily pass the property in on my recommendations anyway. So if you do have intentions to bid and to buy, now this is your time and this is your chance. At $700,000 now, I'm going to call for $20,000 on the rise anywhere in the crowd. At $700,000, first chance at $700,000, twice called at $700,000, third and final opportunity at $700,000. Happy to let it go.
5,000.
5? Yep. 50. I like your style. All right, welcome in at $705,000 now. On a live bid of 705. Take me to say 5 on top of that will take me to 710. Would invite you to come in for maybe 15. Call it 720,000. At $705,000 now. Sir, back against you at 705,000. Happy to go. 5s. I'll work with you as well. At $705,000. Could I say 710? Anywhere in the crowd. First chance at 705. Twice called at 705. Third and final opportunity at $705,000. Sir, are we out? We're definitely out. Definitely out. At 705, I'm going to call it down 3 more times if there is no further advance. This gentleman here holds the highest bid, and he has the first and exclusive rights to negotiate with our owners post auction. At $705,000 now, once, twice, third and final opportunity at $705,000. So just before I pass the property in, I'm just going to update them again. I'll be back with you in 1 moment. Thanks, guys. Again, thank you for your patience. My instructions are clear. The owners are here to sell their property. That's obviously having gone through the campaign with no intentions to sell. What I'm going to do is place my last vendor bid of $720,000, and I will not do one more vendor bid from this moment on. So I would invite you back in for $730,000. Will not bid against you at $720,000. At $730,000, if you're only the bidder, you buy the property. At $720,000, vendor bid here with me. Last one I'm going to use. So I'm going to call it down 3 more times. If there is no further advance or further interest, this property is going to be passed in, and no one reserves the exclusive rights to negotiate with our owners post-auction. So if you have interest, even just to get your skin in the game, even to pass it into you so you see what that reserve is, this is your time and this is your chance. At $720,000 on a vendor bid here with me, I'm going to call it down 3 more times. First chance, twice, third and final opportunity at $720,000. Well, on my recommendation, I will be passing the property in Should any of you have interest in the home, please hang around and talk to either myself or any of the other staff. But other than that, I thank you for your attendance today. As I said, if you have any questions, then feel free to come and have a chat. Thanks, guys.